Hi, welcome to the Writing Center's Guide on knowing when to quote, paraphrase, and summarize. My name is Megan Decker, and I am a tutor at the Writing Center here at BYUI. We will go over in this video the differences between quoting, paraphrasing, and summarizing, when to quote, when to paraphrase, and when to summarize. What many people don't realize is there actually is quite a difference between quoting, paraphrasing, and summarizing. So first, I'll go over the definitions of all three. Now, most people are familiar with a quote. A quote needs to be word for word, it needs to be inside quotations, and it needs an in-text citation. So a quote is only a quote if you take someone's words exactly as they said them and put them into your paper with no changes whatsoever. Paraphrasing is when you take an idea from another person's paper and you put it into your own paper using your own words. Usually paraphrases are about the same length as a quote, however, the words are your own words. You may use a few of the same words, but only if they are technical material and they are essential to the meaning of the paraphrased material. Now, a paraphrased section of your paper doesn't need quotation marks, but it does need an in-text citation. So remember, paraphrasing, not the same words as the author, same idea, can use a few of the same technical jargon, doesn't need quotations, does need an in-text citation. Summarizing is for when you need to condense a lot of material into a small amount of space. This usually means that you want to get the main idea of an article into 2 or 3 sentences. This differs from paraphrasing because usually you are paraphrasing a specific portion of an article or book or whatever you're quoting or paraphrasing. Summarizing is completely and entirely your own words. It does not need quotation marks, but it does need an in-text citation that comes at the end of the summarized section. Okay, now you know the differences between quoting, paraphrasing, and summarizing. Now let's talk about when to use all three. Here are a few good rules of thumb. Rule 1. Usually go with paraphrasing. The reason you usually go with paraphrasing is because it's still in your own words. It shows that you read the material and you have to think about what you're quoting in order to say it in a way that shows that you understand the material. Rule 2. Reserve quotes for when you can't paraphrase. When you're quoting something, you're basically saying, I could not have said it any better. And now it is tempting to quote a lot because how could a college student say something better than someone who has a doctorate's degree or a master's degree or whatever? However, your professors want to see that you understand the material, and so it would be better to go with paraphrasing and say quoting for things with a lot of technical jargon or describing a procedure that maybe this author came up with themselves. Rule 3. For every line of quoted material, make sure you have 3 lines of your own ideas and analysis. This means that let's say you have a 2-line quote about some sort of medical procedure. That means you need to have 6 lines of your own thoughts, ideas, and analysis. This could be when to use this medical procedure, how this quote plays into the rest of your paper, what this quote has to do with the other sections, things like that. However, you do need to make sure that your paper is more you than quotes. Finally, Rule 4, summarize when you have a lot of material that you need to condense into just a few short sentences. This means that you're trying to summarize, like I said earlier, an entire article into just a few short sentences. This works well for sections of your paper where you're going over what literature you read to prepare for your paper. So for example, if I read 5 or 6 different nursing articles in order to prepare a paper for my nursing class, I would want to summarize each of those articles into the main, for lack of a better term, gist of what they were about. Hopefully now you understand the differences between quoting, paraphrasing, and summarizing. And thank you for watching, and good luck with your paper.